Hey everybody. Um, Happy 5/19/2018. I am actually working on a video right now of the Santa Fe shooting. There's more details coming out, and I've actually got some questions out to some individuals who actually know or can tell me what the attitude, what's the rumors there in Santa Fe. So until I get all these in and can present you an actual good video, I'm kind of waiting on that. But I got an interesting question today from somebody in my neighborhood. Um, and they said, well, why are you a freedom fighter? He said, you know that a lot of people around here just think you're a troublemaker and sort of just think that you're just out to make a name for yourself, or you're trying to get rich on the YouTube, or these kind of things. So let me break it down for you like a shotgun here. I was in a third world country for over a year, that country being Afghanistan. I was fighting for my country along with my brothers and sisters in arms. Now, one thing that we all couldn't agree upon, or we had our difference of opinions sometimes, was what the president was doing, who the president was, what the Congress was doing. So we all had our own views, and sometimes we agreed, sometimes we disagreed. It didn't hurt our unit cohesion. It's just the fact that people were just talking. But one thing was a solidifying fact in this whole war that we fought, was that we got to see firsthand what happens when rights are taken away from individuals. When individuals don't have their rights. They don't have nearly the rights that we have. I could spend all day telling you what the Muslim religion does to your rights, but you guys probably already heard that. But that was one unifying rally that we could all get behind. One sup we could all get behind, and we could all agree upon. We were fighting to maintain our rights back home. When we got home, we wanted to be able to exercise these rights. We wanted to be able to enjoy these rights that we have fought so hard for, and that our comrades paid with limbs. Some of them didn't make it home. So we considered it our duty as a citizen to do our duty even back home. This is why I and a lot of others that I served with are freedom fighters, because we got back here and we started to see what's really going on here in America. It's amazing to see the difference between an individual who's deployed and when they come back, because they notice little things. And the first things that we noticed was the fact is this ain't all what they cracked it up to. This ain't what all they said it was to be. Now, to answer his other question, it was that no, you want to get on YouTube, and make it. No, I don't. I don't ask you for no money. I really don't. I don't ask for a lot of followers. I don't. I just want to get on here and tell you and talk to you about things that I see happening to you. So maybe you guys can pass it around and say, oh, shit, it's happening to me too. If enough of us get together and we decide, hey, that's happening to our shit too, we say, well, hell, we get together and we'll change this shit. Now, from this standpoint, from time to time, I'll ask you to help support me. How can you support me? Well, there's a lot of individuals out there, and I understand. I'm not downing you, I'm not at all. But what I understand is the fact is if you speak up in your own county or your own town or in your neighborhoods, you will be character assassinated. Your job may be in jeopardy. Your kids at school will be picked on or bullied. So basically, you walk around and you keep your mouth shut, and you learn to accept all the things that are going on and to break their rights, because it doesn't apply to you. Not yet. Now that's the key, because it doesn't apply to me, not yet. But when it does happen to you, then you look up and where's all my friends at? Well, they're on the other side, because guess what? You're cut out of the herd. So what I do is I'm giving you the opportunity to voice and to stand up to individuals who are using their positions to break the law, using their positions to act underneath the color of law, and basically get away with breaking the law. This will provide you a platform to where you can also do the same thing. I'd like to have, well, how many of the followers that I have, I'd like to have them post what's going on with them and who we can call, who can we write, where's their email address, who can we call. For the simple fact is that we want people to understand in these positions that we're paying attention. I heard one time a guy tell me something that was just awesome. He said, I already got a government job. What the hell are you doing a government job? He said, I'm making sure them some bitches do what they're supposed to do. He said, I don't get paid for it. And it's true. That's our job. Somewhere along the way, we've forgotten that these some silly some bitches work for us. They work in our best interests. Are supposed to be. And we are the method of accountability. We have the right to go in and put in FOIA requests, Freedom of Information Act requests. We have the right to ask them any questions that we have in a city council meeting. We have the right to film these public servants when they're actually doing or not doing their job. We have the right to tape these individuals and the stupid shit they say in acting in defiance of their duties. A public official is not carte blanche where they can just go ahead and do and say anything that they want to. For example, here I had a mayor say, well, little girls can't play softball on Sundays. It's bad for our appearance. And they should be in church. Now, this is a mayor of a city. I know you guys are saying shit. Discrimination. I mean, I know you guys are pretty learned crowd that I talk to. I want to hold them accountable. I want the people to help me hold them accountable. And I'm going to post their names and I'm going to post the individual in my tweets, in my gab, not tweets, I don't tweet anymore, but in the gabs, in my minds, and on the Google. And hopefully you'll call them back, or at least email them and ask them why. This Monday I'm going to go out to I'm asking for a flood. You know, back in the old days when we used to fax the shit out of them, we used to call people or whatever, asking these questions. But I'm asking for a flood from Minds in the Gab to call and ask one question. Just one question. And here it is. I'll break it to you on the video, and I'll put down on the video who you can call, or just check my Gab post. I'm not too really savvy with computers. I press one button, I end up somewhere. Anyway, it's a long story. But anyway, this case involves, in 2014, I called the suicide hotline. It's actually the helpline for veterans. We are instructed as veterans when we get home and we're taking our medications that if something is not right, then we're supposed to call this helpline and they'll get help for us. Whether it be getting transported to a medical facility to make sure that you're not having a bad reaction to your medication, or to getting you to somewhere to where you can actually be safe and you won't harm anybody else. Generally speaking, a medical institution, so you can receive medical care. Now, on September 14th of 2014, I did this. I called for help. The lady on the other line said, can we transport you? I said, yeah. She said, well, we're going to transport you in an ambulance so you can be monitored from your home to the medical facility. I said, okay. Acceptable. But what happened was a stream of cops pulled up at my door, pushed my wife aside, busted through the door in full tactical measure, shined the frickin' light in my eyes, and told me to get out of my chair. I said in the lazy boy, it's got the feed sit thing out or whatever. And it's like, okay. But I got the lever on, and I pointed, I was like, I got the lever over this side. I said, I don't want you, Barney Five, I don't want to reach over this weapon and end up with a damn bullet gun. Hell, they only give you one. But they didn't listen. They just said, get up. Now, I'm 100% disabled. I don't have any cartilage in my knees. My ankles are just going, and damn, if I don't have a shoulder that's barely hanging on, plus my sciatica is freaking paralyzed. I'm infantry. It happens. It's the reason why I'm 100% disabled. I generally walk with a walking stick. Don't use a cane because I don't like cane, but I use a walking stick. People ask me, why you walking with a walking stick or whatever? I say, because I keep me from falling down, damn it. Or when I run out of breath from the Kabul lung or the bogging lung, then I can actually lean on something until I get my breath back. Anyway, they proceeded to chase me. They grabbed me. I got up. They grabbed me by the back of the head, threw me down. They went on ahead and tased me multiple times, is what the police report says. And they said that it wasn't making any progress. So then Officer Powell decided he's going to put me in a chokehold. In the police report, it notices that I've got scratches on my neck and there was bruises on my face. They took photos of this at the jail, but guess what? They disappeared. That's back in 2014. I never heard anything about it. And then I went to transported to jail, where I waited for more than 24 hours, locked in the holding cell, where I didn't get anything to eat. I didn't get nobody checking on me, nothing. Cold as hell. I was balled up in the corner over there, trying to stay warm. After 24 hours, they finally said, we got to do something with this son of a bitch. So they came out and said, we're going to get you some help. And they transferred to the hospital. Knowing the physical injuries that I sustained through the officers and also my mental capability at the time, which is the reason why they came out there, they felt it in their best interest that I don't need to go to the hospital to be monitored. Even though the fact is that I passed out during a chokehold. Now, chokeholds are banned, and they don't teach them. So, our officers here probably sit down and sit and watch the WWE and fondle themselves. And I'm going to do that. One thing I can guess. So now, going to the rest of the story, we got a cop problem there. And then now, next to the story is that in 2017, I found out, there's no warrants or nothing, but I found out that they were going to take me to trial. And it was 2018 now. And they still haven't taken me to trial. I've been to many docket calls or whatever, but there's no trial actually done. They keep holding the evidence. They don't have the evidence. But anyway, state statute 12.01 of Texas State Penal Code states that on a Class A, B, or or C misdemeanor, the prosecution has 2 years to bring it to trial. After that, he forfeits his right. The excuse of, well, we were backed up, that doesn't apply. It doesn't work in court because you're invading my rights. Because why? Well, because the fact is this could be held, that is blackmail, or it could be held that they're holding something over you, and a person, they can just do this all their life and have it hanging over you and saying, well, if you don't do this, then guess what? We're going to arrest you for that. So I'm still waiting to go to trial. When I went to the discovery, I represented myself. Because once this was brought up to another attorney, he hired, he's like, oh, I don't want a part of this. I don't want to go against the county. I don't. Because they're wrong, and I don't want. That's where he gets most of his business. But anyway, I digress. When I went to the discovery trial, I asked the judge, his name was Judge Reed, I asked him, I said, sir, what about the statute of limitations? I quoted 12.02 and 12.01, and he said, I'm not aware of any statute. Didn't even look it up. When I walked out of that courtroom, I actually told myself, you know what, this is fucking set up. And they're all in on it. Now, I don't know if they want to go to trial. I don't know, but they're bringing this all just to inconvenience me and have to spend money on an attorney, which I've done. But they can't, but they won't go to trial. I don't understand why. They had a jury duty summons come out about a week ago. I was on the jury selection. I had to go in for jury duty. And I was going to go in there. I got a call from my attorney at night, and his assistant. She told me, you don't have to go to that. I said, well, why not? She goes, because they're picking. Because you're going to be in the pool to pick for your own trial. I started to show up and see what the fuck would happen, you dumbass. But back to the point, these kind of situations that are coming up are rampant in Angelina County, Texas. I think most of you, when you see, I'm actually posting too off CompWatch, is I'm also noticing comps abusing their power, and in my case, beating the shit out of me. It's happening to me, it's happened to other people. So, what I'm asking from you is the only thing. I'm not asking for money. I don't care if you send me any money. I'd like you to share the videos. But what I'd like to do is on Monday, we start around 9 o'clock, and let's all call these some bitches. And here's what you do. Why don't you recognize the statute of limitations in the do both case? There's that. Or you don't even have to mention my name. Why don't you recommend the statute? Why don't you go by the statute of limitation? Just ask that question, or you meet it. Now, the reason why I think maybe you guys might be interested, because I know there are people out there, like I said earlier, that can't actually stand up for themselves because the cost is too great. But you can make a phone call, and I promise you, if you hit me up with somebody I'm supposed to call, I'll call them in. We'll work a deal. All you got to do is send me their email and their phone number, and I'll call them on their shit, and we'll get some answers. But I'm asking you to flood on Monday because the fact is that I'm trying to put some pressure on them how far it will go before they admit that they're fucking wrong. Yes, I will file a civil lawsuit, but I can't pursue this until this case is rectified. Wonder why they're stalling now. I run across, and we've been here, my wife and I have been here about 5 years. We moved from Seattle, Washington when I was in Fort Lewis, Washington. I was stationed there. And I was medically retired. I didn't want to be medically retired. I was medically retired. I couldn't go to go anymore. So they medically retired. For some reason they told me I shouldn't be having a gun, whenever people shooting at me. But I digress. It's up to us, and I'm asking for me at this point in time, but it's up to us to stand up to these people, to recognize our rights. And just because they have figured out a way to get around these rights, it's still not okay. For those of you who understand this and actually are paying attention, if you're stopped by a cop, they're going to find a way to take you to jail if they want to. Now, the only thing you can do to stay out of jail is yes or no, sir, boss. Yes, sir. You can search my car. Yes, sir. You can get, oh, yeah, boss. I'm get on my knees, yes, sir, boss. Lay down, yes, sir, boss. You ain't done nothing. Then you have probable cause to stop. But we do it because we're scared of getting into the system. We're scared of going to jail. It has to stop. This has to stop, and it has to stop now. So if you see this video and you don't really like the content or whatever, at least do me a favor. And let's contact these sumbitches. And let's tell them enough's enough. Basically, it's letting county officials know, or whoever the government officials that deal in your area, is letting them know we're watching. We're watching. From the tall of the grass, we're watching. And that right there will get their attention. But it does need to go further, because the fact is that we need to go to the next step and start video recording them in their actions. I'll be honest with you, before I moved here, I never even thought about it. I didn't even use my damn cell phone. I didn't even know. I mean, I still got a flip phone. I didn't have one for a whole year in Afghanistan. And hell, people that I knew me, they'd call me on my damn flip phone. It's fine. That's all I needed. But it's got a recorder on. So now I record every damn thing. And now that I'm recording everything, I come back and look at the recording, and I look up, I say, God damn, they can't do that. And recording does another thing too, because the fact is, if you're out recording and you're actually recording a arrest or infraction or something, the cops got pulled somebody over, you're actually helping that citizen, because you're actually filming it on film or on tape, or have a digital recording of it, to where you can actually hold that officer responsible for his actions. If he misuses, mistreats, or abuses this person that he's with, that he's arrested, or he's dealing with. We got to start protecting ourselves, people. There's nobody else going to do it. If we don't stand up, then this is just going to get worse. I don't know if it's dawned on you yet, but now that we're stopped, we got to have proof of insurance, registration, and a freaking ID, or a driver's license. You got to produce all of it. If not, you're going to jail. Doesn't that remind you somewhere or something back in your history books, whatever? Said something about, let me see your papers. Shit. Scares the hell out of me. But like I said, and reiterate, I'm going to end this real quick. I really would appreciate it if there's anybody out there that will pass on the message and will actually call on Monday. It doesn't hurt nothing but just to call and just ask them a simple question. Because I know that if they're getting away with it, if they're doing it to me, I don't know how many, but I know that they're doing it to other people. They're doing it to other people, and they're getting away with it because here in Southeast Texas, a lot of people don't have a lot of money to spend on an attorney. A lot of people can't afford to go to court. So they got to buckle under, preserve the family. So what we'll be doing, in essence, we're speaking out for the individuals who cannot afford to fight them themselves. It only takes a few people to stand up for our rights, and then they start getting the message. So I'll leave the description here. I'll leave it in here, the description about what we're going to do on Monday. People will call. I would really appreciate it if you just pick up the phone and call. Hell, it could be fun. For my freedom fighter friends out there, you know, y'all have a ball with this shit. But I'll leave this in the description. I appreciate your time. I appreciate what everybody's doing. And I know times right now are all wishy-washy with everybody and everything, but I think that the truth and us as Americans sticking together, we will drain the swamp and we'll make this place better. But it all starts with us banding together and creating a united front. I'll support anybody in their cause. Stand for your civil rights and your actual rights that you have by the Constitution of the state of Texas, or even wherever the hell you're at. You do this for me, and I'll do this 10 times over for you and help you resolve the problems. And that, guys, on that note, I'm out. Have a good evening. I kind of put this one out late, but have a good evening. Good morning to most of you. Hey, keep your powder dry. Watch them. Keep them honest. I'm out.